you have a lot of time.
Okay, Roberto, I know it's your show, so you go ahead. Whatever you want.
No, it's your show. No. As you can see, I've been doing this for like 12 weeks now, and I'm still not capable to log in. I still have So it's all about learning. It's all about just try to get better. So
and it's amazing.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much, Martin, for joining us. And I think everybody's aware now. You had no idea what Zoom was, so we have. It was quite funny to have a conversation with you when you said, "I don't know what Zoom is." I was laughing when you said that.
Roberto, he's actually our 15th guest.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this 16 weeks, 15th guest.
Okay, well, more than after it was 12 weeks. Yeah, so thanks, Susan. Time is flying. I just didn't realize you were already 16 weeks.
And does Marcin know who our previous guests have been?
Yeah. Yeah,
Morgan, Tyson, Ben, Colin, Simone, Chad, Kyle, everyone.
Lucy Kovalova.
Wow.
Lucy, yeah.
Irina,
yeah.
Well, as long
myself.
Do you know Ron Bonda?
Together with Irina, so I should be okay.
There you go.
But Marcin, you are the best one, the most important one we have.
So far.
Sarah, you probably say that to everybody.
No. It's true.
You're saving the best for the latest, and this is the latest.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Marcin.
Yes.
Ron sent out a little note about your background being in tennis originally and so forth. So I'll just start out the questions with, how did you find pickleball, or how did pickleball find you?
Yeah, so I started playing in 2015. Here in the desert, summer times, tennis players get a little bored. It's too hot. It's really not much going on. We try to play golf. We try to go away for a month or so. And a friend of mine, Blake Wilcox, which also is a senior player. He plays a lot of pickleball. He doesn't travel that much, but Blake Wilcox is a tennis director and another country club here in the desert. And a good friend of mine, great golfer. We hang out a lot. And he said, hey, why don't you try this pickleball, And I said, yeah, of course. I got nothing else to do. There's no lessons. It's too hot. And so we tried. I tried, and I loved it right away because it was close to tennis. It's obviously a racket sport. So I think once you are a racket sport player or any kind, you're going to gravitate towards the racket sports, padel or paddle tennis or badminton or tennis or whatever, right? So I start playing, and I didn't know how to score. I didn't know that you're not supposed to go into the kitchen. I was hitting as hard as possibly I could. So obviously the normal, the new player mistakes, but yeah. So I started in 2015 with Blake Wilcox, and we used to play, no shirts and just play for hours and hours and hours. And I started to actually play little singles. Obviously there was doubles only, but I started to play singles. I didn't know that there's a singles game, and I kind of figured I'm pretty good with singles. I got a long arm, length. I can cover the court, and so that's how I started 2015. And I think my very first tournament was SoCal Classic in 2015, where Scott Burr and we won the doubles and I won the singles. My very first tournament, I beat Dave Weinbach in the finals, and I didn't know who Dave Weinbach is, so it was awesome. It was great. It gave me motivation, and I remember I was cramping, I was sore, I couldn't walk, but that's how I started. Yeah.
And Dave Weinbach was also one of our guests.
Well, I beat him.
Yeah,
There you go.
weird. He didn't mention that. So,
He did mention his wins, but not his losses. So.
yeah, that's
Okay, I lost to him a lot more than I beat him. Don't mention that.
Nice. Well, Marcin, I remember you. So you're one of the first players I met. I mean, I think we chatted like 5 minutes in Madrid. That was officially my first tournament in pickleball, and I remember, yeah, for me it was like, for not knowing pickleball at all or playing just very basic, to see the pros playing. So it was really amazing. Kyle, Arena, and then during this time, I've been wondering, where is Marcin? Where is he going to come back to court? And this is probably one of the things we're all wondering when you're going to come back. How are you getting on with because we know you've been injured, you've had knee operation. How is that going? How are you getting on with that in Italy?
Yeah, so Roberto, I'm going to be very honest with all of you. This was the worst year of my life as far as my injuries. I will tell you in details exactly, but I couldn't travel. Obviously, I couldn't play. I couldn't walk. No pickleball, no tennis, no nothing for me. I was very, very sick. So that's why, right? I couldn't play at all.
Yeah.
It started. I don't know if I might bore you guys a little bit, but I'm going to try to be as quick as possible. In 2018, I had my first knee replacement right after US Open. People saying, well, why do you need to have a knee replacement? Well, I played tennis since I was 6 years old. I always had knee problems, always played a lot of tennis on hard courts, the Davis Cup, the Polish Nationals, played French Open, played US Open, played Australian Open, played a lot of tennis, and it's just wear and tear. Always had bad knees. And in 2018, I decided I have to have an operation because, all the shots and cortisone shots and all the other treatments would not help. So, and that operation went great. That year in 2018, in November, I played nationals and came third with Daniel Moore. I had literally 4 months of recovery and started to play good pickleball. As soon as I started playing heavy pickleball, my left knee started to hurt. And it was actually much worse than my right knee. So again, after a US Open in 2019 last year, I have to have operation with the same doctor, pretty much the same time, just a year later. And 10 days later, it got infected. I didn't know that it got infected. It swelled up, totally different pain. My doctor kind of neglected it a little bit, sent me to my vacation, no problem. And then in July, I had my second operation to drain the infection. If I would show you my knee right now, I have 6 holes, different holes. It looks like a Frankenstein knee. but kind of fast forward to now, I had 5 operations, 2 different IVs in my arms because the IVs with the antibiotics had to be that aggressive. I lost 25 pounds. Now I gained 25 pounds. So now I am okay, but it was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah.
So my last operation was exactly 2 months ago.
Okay.
They had to take out that knee, put a brand new knee in. This is the 3rd knee that I got with this left leg, with this one leg. And finally, this feels good. Finally, I have no infection. I have no IVs. Little bit swelling because it's only 2 months. but like today, I went on a bike ride for 37 miles, which is huge for me.
Oh wow.
Exactly. I for the first time, you know, Roberto, I'm an athlete. I was a professional athlete. Everything in my life was about sports. You know, playing tennis all my life, training, practicing, coaching. So
Talking about you've been on a 37-mile bike ride and you were a pro athlete all your life, and then I got kicked out.
Susan, thank you, because I was going to give you a totally different story.
Oh, that's priceless.
Oh, and Elaine's with us now too. Hi, Elaine.
So
Yeah, just made it back. Thanks, folks.
Yes.
That was all my fault. I do apologize, everyone. When I switched from my phone to my computer, ended the meeting for everyone, and I didn't know that that would happen. So that's a lesson for me, and I do apologize.
You see,
well,
we're all learning.
Yeah, we're all learning. We're all learning.
The first time that's ever happened, Marcin, that we've been kicked out.
Everything is happening today, Marcin.
just blame it on me. I'm serious. Okay. So can I start?
Well, we haven't got Ron back yet. I'm just texting him to see if he's coming.
Okay.
No, he said, did the meeting end? I'll just tell him rejoin. Ron, rejoin the meeting. Period. It was Karen's mistake, exclamation point. Giving you the blame, Karen.
Susan is ruthless. I love it.
Damn.
Yeah.
I tell her like this.
Hanging you out to dry, Karen.
Well, it's true though, Elaine. It was my fault. So.
But it was an accident, and you know we're all technology challenged sometimes, or I am anyway.
Karen, here we go again. Like last night. There you go.
Okay, Ron says he's trying to get in now.
Okay.
Karen, it will make the call even more memorable.
That's right. We'll
Yeah,
write this down.
As if Marcin's story isn't memorable, you know? Gosh.
Right. I mean, all those knee surgeries, holy crap.
Yeah.
I forgot about my story already.
Now, but did you say you've got 6 holes in your knee? Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
6 holes. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, it was.
Are you going to show us your knees?
Yeah, show us your knee. Well, we're waiting for Ron.
I think Ron has the same number of holes in his head, doesn't he? Joking.
We can't see it close up yet. Oh, and here comes Richard too. Or no, that's Steve. I mean, Steve Sidwell.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, Steve.
Okay,
We're having some
Ron,
problems this morning.
well, just a little technical glitch. Marcin was in the middle of a story.
There's Ron.
He went on a
Ron
37-mile
is
bike
back,
ride
yeah.
today.
So I think that Marcin, you're okay to restart your story, and I will knit. Oh, sorry. Who's not talking? I will knit the 2 videos together so that no one will be any the wiser.
So basically, what I was saying is that for me to be down for so long, not to be able to exercise, and not to be able to sweat and to compete and to play any kind of sports, it was obviously physically horrible. But even mental, you know, when an athlete is down, that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing for an athlete. So, you know, what my wife did and my kids and my whole family did for me, the support, the constant doctor meetings, clinic meetings, specialists, you know, it was incredible. So our life was on hold for about a year. and everybody kind of came together. Even my friends, my pickleball friends, and my Lakes work employer came together and just said, you know, take care of yourself. Don't worry about anything else, because it was pretty bad. I don't want to bore you guys that you know, with the pictures and how sick I was, but you know, hospitals and nurses and doctors and all that stuff, it's a big ordeal. It's a tough infection, is incredible. So again, fast forward to now, I am so glad that it's over. I am so glad that I can now start teaching pickleball a little bit and teach tennis, and now I can exercise and I can lose my 25 pounds that I pick up because of the COVID-19. Let's blame it on COVID-19. But I'm feeling good, mentally much healthier, physically much healthier. I tried to play pickleball the other day. The side-to-side movement is still a little bit off, especially when I land on the left leg on the left side. But there's no pain. I'm just so not comfortable and no confidence at all. So I might not play singles ever again, but I'm happy with playing doubles and hiking with my kids and riding a bike with my kids and swimming and just have a normal life that I haven't had for about 1.5 years. So yeah, I'm good. Life is good, guys. You know, I'm kind of starting a whole new thing right now. So I'm so blessed that my wife was next to me and my kids were next to me, and I had support, incredible support from Carly. So what's in the future? You know, obviously because of the COVID-19, everybody is wondering what's going to happen with the tournaments and things like this. But it's, you know, it's going to sound so weird. It's kind of towards my advantage that nobody's playing, because I'm not playing either. So they're all training. I'm going to try to get better. And I think my first pickleball tournament, don't say this to anybody, it's supposed to be secret with Engage, supposed to be March, the tournament here at the Lakes. That's going to be my story of coming back and bringing Marcin back from the death.
Oh, that's so great that you had your family to, you know, rally around you and all the rest of it. I mean, if you got an infection in that knee, that could have turned out in a much worse way, couldn't it? I mean, they're deadly infections after operations. You know, I'm so glad that you pulled through that and are healthy, you know.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There was, I had 3 different infections, 3 different bacteria in there, but my disease specialist doctor was treating it very aggressively. You know, I had inside my knee, I had these little white beads as a anti-bacteria beads. Besides, obviously, they would flush me out with chemicals and antibacterial liquid. On top of that, I had 2 different IVs at the same time and an oral pill. So it was, you know, it was scary, but I look good, or at least much better now.
You look great. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
So that was probably the first question, right?
Yes, or yeah. All I see right now is Karen with just a picture. Is everybody still there?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, good.
There are.
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
here, Martin.
we're here.
Oh,
Yes,
hi.
we are.
Yeah, you don't get rid of us so easily, you know.
Yeah.
I know. Was my story that depressing that you guys just all left?
No.
No.
And the only reason you
Okay.
can't see me is I'm actually eating my supper, you know, so I didn't want you to see me eating. So.
Okay. Yeah, I know that you guys wanted to kind of hear my background a little bit, so I'm going to be quick. It's a good story. you know, I came to, obviously I'm from Poland. I came to United States when I was 14, 15 years of age and didn't have much money. I came here by myself, no parents, you know, no English, no nothing. Just kind of with a vision of I'm going to become #1 in the world in tennis, and kind of moved around from tennis academy to tennis academy, from the Polish family to Polish family, playing a lot of tennis. I started in Florida. I moved to New York, moved to Chicago, moved to Texas, moved to South Carolina, found a tennis academy that I was good enough to stay there for free because I didn't have any money. So from age of 15 to 20, I was pretty much on my own, trying to become #1 in the world. Obviously, that's the dream. I stayed in a Vandermeer Tennis Academy in South Carolina for about 2 or 3 years. Went back to Poland for the very first time, and that's when I saw my family for the first time in 5 years. And you know, when you are 15, you are still a boy. When you're 20, you became a man. So it was a huge change for my mom and for my parents to see me with hair in my you know, face and shaving, and this big guy. Who is this guy? So it was a funny airport first thing. So is still everybody still there? Because I see me right now on the big screen.
That's because you're talking.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Because I'm spotlighting you as well, Marcin. So, you know, you're the main attraction here.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
just
forgot.
show.
So yeah, so I went back to Poland, became #1 in Poland in tennis, played Davis Cup, went to Nigeria in 1995, and I picked up malaria over there. So obviously, I'm not knowing it. I came back to Poland, got sick on the court, passed out on the court. The ambulance took me to the hospital, you know, and they said, oh no, it's just a flu, no big deal. They sent me back home, and that night I had, you know, fever and chills and sweats and up and down, you know, cold, hot. Went back to the emergency room. They said, have you been outside of Poland? And I said, yeah, I've been in Africa 10 days ago. They said, yeah, well, they got to check for malaria, and ended up in a hospital for 3 months.
Oh my goodness.
Is it anything, Marcin?
I'm sorry?
Is there anything you haven't had in your life?
No.
Is he very unlucky?
You've had everything. And you're
well,
still
that's
speaking.
why life is good, guys.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you there.
So no, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. So and then that's when I stopped playing tennis because I had to recover, you know. And then when I did pick up tennis a year later, all my sponsors kind of dropped me, and I couldn't play anymore on the same level. I called some of my friends here from the tennis academy, and I said, look, I'm 20 years old. I'm 21. It would be nice to go to a university over here. I love United States. I'm kind of wasting my career and wasting my life in Poland, to be honest. They said, yeah, absolutely. You can go to university, and you're good enough. We know you. Just send us your high school diploma and your grades, and you can have a full scholarship to any college you want to go to. My biggest question to them was, what's high school diploma? I never went to high school in the United States.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, so they said, okay, well, what do you mean? You're 21 and you never went to high school. Well, you got to go to junior college then to get an associate degree. So I went to junior college in California, here in Palm Desert. Why? Because this was #2 school tennis-wise in California, actually in the United States. I'm sorry. Taylor, Texas has #1 college tennis, junior college tennis, and California has #2. Didn't really want to go to Texas. I'm sorry. I've never been to California back then, so I decided to come to California, and that's how I stayed here. And went to UCLA after that on a full scholarship. Met my first wife, kids, all that, and now I'm with Carly and working at the incredible Palm Desert Country Club here in the Lakes, and the rest is history. That's my story.
Nice. And I want to ask you, obviously, I'm interested. It's a really, really nice story, and it's incredible that you've gone through so many, illnesses and injuries, and and you're so inspirational. You're still here. You're without, you're coaching again. Just coming back, to enjoying your life again. I'm just wondering. What is it like? Is it pickleball in Poland? Do you know if is any pickleball in Poland in East Europe, or have you heard anyone that is playing or starting? Are you do you have any contacts there? There's somebody starting, or?
Yes. So as a matter of fact, last year I've met up with a gentleman. His name is Marcin as well. Apparently, there's a lot of Marcins in Poland. I don't know. Anyway, and so he started a Polish pickleball federation last year, and he wanted me to obviously travel and help out and teach and do clinics and train, and I couldn't do that because of my illness. We kind of reconnected a month ago, and I will be traveling over there probably the end of this summer with Robert, and kind of create hopefully engage exclusive training and headquarters in Poland. So I'm excited about that. They are very new to pickleball. They need equipment, they need balls, they need the rules, and they need the coaches. And I don't know if they ever even seen how the big boys play pickleball, the Bens and the Kyles, and so it would be great to invite them and show off the real high level world class pickleball for them.
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Will you be able to travel?
Obviously the Lakes, this is my first priority, right? I'm a full-time sports director over here. I work all year round. So as far as my traveling, it's limited, summer only, because it's 120 degrees over here. So there's not much going on outside. So the Lakes allows me to travel a little bit more in the summer. So I know that one of the questions were as far as the tournaments and things like that. I play 4 tournaments a year, and if Robert Elliott tells me to go somewhere, I go. So hopefully I can travel in the summer a little bit more towards Europe and around Europe, and again spread pickleball. Excuse me, spread pickleball in Poland. My family's been there a few times and they absolutely love it. Or go to Germany. My very good friend Scott Burr loves Germany, and his wife is from Germany. So, so we would love to travel there. But again, very limited with traveling. And again, right now there's so many tournaments here in the United States with PPA going on and with APP going on. So, and every tournament, every tournament has now $50,000, $25,000 purse. So there's a lot of tournaments even locally that you don't even have to travel. But I definitely always commit to the nationals, US Open in Florida, Tournament of Champions in Utah, and a couple of the local tournaments here in California, obviously the Lakes tournament. And PPA now obviously became a big tournament association. So hopefully I can travel a little bit more and play. And I feel like I can still compete. How old am I? 44. So 5-6 more years, and I'm going to be a senior. So let's just cut that off, though. Let's cut that off. Can you cut
You don't want to believe that, then, Martin.
I know.
5.
Roberto.
You'll be able to beat Dave Weinbach again.
Come on. That's it. That's all I care about.
I just wanted to throw in that Poland does have its own Facebook pickleball page, and if you ever look it up, it's Polski Pickleball, and they
Yes.
said the capital of pickleball in Poland is Mazovia. So I'm sure guys need like a few more likes on the page. So make sure you look at Polski Pickleball.
So,
Yeah,
so I thought I did. I thought I liked the page, but I'm going to check again. I know that is Tyson McGuffin on that front page there?
No, it's someone else. It's no, it says something I can't pronounce, Martin. I'm sorry. My Polish isn't very good.
You mean like something like chrząszcz brzmi w trzcinie w krze Brzeszynie? You can't pronounce that?
There you go.
God.
There you go. That's the front page of it anyway. If that helps. So.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll have more questions, Marcin. I was wondering.
The one, sorry.
Oh, that's the page. Yeah, that's the page.
That's the one. That's the one.
Great. I'll check it out later. Thanks.
So I know that, Roberto, you have asked me about some of my favorite pickleball drills.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why not? Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
I do. Obviously, skinny singles. That's always fun for me, especially because I always felt like I need a intense physical cardio. You know, and also you have to understand that and again, this is going to sound as an excuse, but it is what it is. I was always injured. I always had an issue with my body. So for me to train before the tournament, it had to be full on 2 hours training. You know, I didn't have time to do a kind of a rec game and a fun thing here. And this player was much weaker. I was very selfish about my training. That's why Morgan and we would meet up on our own. You guys know Morgan Evans?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, he was my doubles partner for the first few years.
He was in one of the Zoom calls 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Yeah, the funniest guy in town. So yeah. I'm sure you guys enjoyed that. So
it was very funny.
Anyway, we would meet up on our own and just do skinny singles, nonstop. 5 or 6 or 7 sets of just dinking and playing. And you guys are aware what skinny singles is, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that would be number one drill. You get cardio. You get precision, you get soft touch, but you got strategy, and there's nobody next to you, so you have to cover a lot of court. Every ball comes to you, so you have no rest time. You always play the ball.
Quick question about skinny singles, because Ron taught it to me, and we always played that, after the serve, we play just across in the half court. But my friend Gabby, who of course is also a friend of Ron's, was here in North Carolina last week, and she says, "Oh, well, we always play at cross court. So do you do both?" Because I realized it's a whole different game when you're playing diagonal against each other and keeping it there. Do you do both, or is there one better than another, or you mix
so the way no, great question. So the way I play is, let's say that I serve cross court, right?
Mm-hmm. Your audio went away.
I think you're on mute for some reason.
Yeah, Marcin's on mute.
So, Marcin, touch. There you go. Now you're back.
I'm back.
Okay. Yep, you're back.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
We lost you when you said that you serve cross court, and then
It was Karen's fault.
Yeah.
It was not. It was not.
We're just kidding.
Oh, she's testing how good you get it with Zoom.
Thank you, Marcin.
Anytime. Anyway, so yeah, so I serve cross court. Let's say I win that point. My opponent stays cross court. I move down the line.
Okay.
And now I serve down the line, and we play out that way. I lose that point, right? And then my partner serves from, my opponent serves from there. If he wins it, he moves cross court.
I see.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, on skinny singles, there's 3 or 4 different ways you can do it. You can play straight across, you can play cross court, you can play where the server slides over to the other half court. However you want to do it. They're all good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think cross court is a little bit trickier because you have all that middle plus the side open. So you have to cheat a little bit towards the middle, but then you leave the angle open.
Right.
Right. So it's a little bit more physical to go cross court because you do have to worry about the middle, which normally your partner would cover that, especially when you're being pulled out cross court or any angle. Another way we are playing is if you go cross court and your dinks are sharp and your dinks are really out wide, and if my dink allows my opponent to go around the post, ATP, then he can do that. Obviously, I cannot cover that, and that's a point for them. Right. Because I allowed him with my silly out wide dink, I allowed him to go around the post. You guys following me?
Yes.
Because to be honest with you, when you go so sharp cross court out wide, it's actually an easier shot for it to go around the post. You understand?
Yes.
So is it fair to say that when you do cross court skinny singles, you dink more than when you do front line? Because front line you can attack more, you can do lobs more. Do the shots different depend, if you do cross court and front line?
Absolutely. I think cross court is a little bit easier to dink. You got longer court. The net is a little bit lower, but you have to be careful with that cross court dink. If your cross court dink is sold out wide, they're going to go around the post. So you want to dink towards the middle or towards the middle of the side. And, as you dink with somebody, I don't know about you guys, but I always try to see what their weakness is. I call that, when I teach, I call that poking holes. Is there a hole in their game right there? No, I see that this backhand, they can really dink well with that backhand. Okay, I'm not going to go to that backhand that much. Let's see if I'm going to poke a hole towards their forehand. Oh, I can see it that the grip is a little funky over there, and I can smell that they don't want to dink forehand with me. Maybe that's the hole that I can exploit. How about their movement? How about down to their body? It's constant. My ball and that's not only with dinking, with everything, but my shot that I am hitting to them always has a purpose. It's not just, oh, I'm happy I get it over the net. Well, no, that's not good enough. We are better than that. You are better than that. Let's do something with that dink. Let's have a purpose with this ball, with this shot, with this dink. Make sense?
Great.
It makes sense, but that just really amplifies what the difference is between a player and a regular player. A regular player is just trying to respond to the ball and get it over, right? They're not really thinking that the same way.
Really?
Well, I don't
That's what makes you a pro and we're just amateurs.
Well, so
Well, at some point, with all the drilling that we are all doing, the shots became automatic and the game slows down for you so that you can start thinking and start directing the point so that you can win the point
True.
or win the rally.
absolutely, you know, and yes, there's a lot of drilling and that becomes automatic, absolutely, but you have to, at least that's my personality, you want to push the envelope, you want to try that shot. And gosh, if I don't, then I really don't know. I love to put myself on the line, test myself, and maybe that's coming from tennis, that am I good enough to hit that shot? No, I'm not, because I missed 3 times in a row. Okay, I'm done with that shot. I'm gonna try something different. I understand, obviously, what are you saying, that, you know, perhaps we are not good enough, but maybe, what's tomorrow? Saturday. Maybe tomorrow, that Saturday, you're going to try it. And I hope you're going to prove me, no, I hope you're going to be wrong, right? That, oh no, that forehand slice dink that I've never tried before, it worked. I got few points there. Okay. I always try to do things that maybe are a little bit risky, but if I practice enough, they become second nature. And yeah, I know, so at some point you cannot be that aggressive, you cannot be that silly, you have to play your strength and be consistent. I get it, but you know, we're not playing for millions and millions of dollars. This is just fun pickleball. Why not just try it, see what happens, you know? What
Great.
else you got?
Yeah, I believe Marcin.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. You say sorry.
So skinny singles, right? That's my go-to drill. The second drill that I have, which is kind of strange, you guys gonna have to make sure that that we understand this, all of us. So I love to dink, right? I love to. This is when you become at certain level, the dinking really has to be good. It has to be low over the net. There's tremendous amount of pressure when you're playing against Ben and Kyle, and my hand is shaking, and I about to go to the bathroom because I am so scared, but somehow I gotta get the dink better and good, and I need to fake it until I make it, right? Right.
Yeah.
So the drill that I do is, let's say, Roberto, you and I are dinking. You're going to be inside the kitchen. You hitting a volley. You standing literally 6 inches from the net. Your whole body is inside the kitchen. Basically, this drill is for me. And we will switch, but all you're doing right now is hitting volleys, and I am obviously behind the kitchen, and I am dinking.
Oh, wow.
What makes this drill difficult is that the ball that I'm hitting, it's coming to you, and you volleying it very quickly to me. So that dink is coming twice as faster.
I see.
Right? You following me? That all you're doing is moving me around. You're moving me around, and it's coming again, and I have to dink low, and it's coming again, and you're moving me to the side. It's a constant. I have to hit a good dink, and that ball is coming to me back again much quicker. After literally, I do this for 5 minutes, and I am exhausted.
Yeah, sounds like.
And then I volley, and then you do the dink. You following me?
Yes, it's a lot more intense than a normal dinking, because you have more balls to hit, and you have to move more, you have to move faster, and.
So then what happens is when you go back and you play your real dink, your regular dink, To me now, it's so much slower because you are not hitting volleys and you are farther away from me. Now I have double the time to move, to hit a good dink and things like that. So all of a sudden, everything, like Ron, I think you were saying, everything is much slower now.
Which makes it seem easier. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so we would do this constant with Kim Jade and Morgan and Scott, and even quick, you know, kind of a warm up that day of the tournament, and then your dinks are just, oh my God, slow motion. I can do so much more with that ball.
That's really interesting. I never heard of that thing.
Well, I'm Polish, so I'm a little different.
I'm gonna try. Yes, of course.
I've never heard fake it to make it in pickleball before, though. I've heard it in business, but not in pickleball.
That's my whole life. Okay, what else? That's your school, yes. Okay, so another drill, dinking. You know, again, this is a little bit more towards dinking. Last drill, and I'm not going to bore you anymore. Basically, it's a dinking drill down the line or cross court, doesn't matter. But you guys have to count how many dinks you hit. Let's say again, Marcin and Roberto are hitting cross courts, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I miss. Roberto gets 4 points because we did four dinks, 4 shots.
Oh wow! So that really is making you focus on not missing, right?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think I would play that one with my husband, actually.
I gotta call him, make sure to let you win. But yeah, so think about it. It gets to the 30 dinks, and the hand is shaking because you don't want to lose this rally, right? So it's a good pressure dink. Sorry.
But does the ball needs to drop in the kitchen, or is it any shot allowed? Like, can you volley the ball? Can the ball land outside the kitchen? Is that
absolutely
allowed?
You start, absolutely, everything is allowed. You know, you start from the kitchen, and then you can, if you hit the ball a little bit higher, I have to try to attack it, just to try to create the match play as much as possible. So everything is allowed.
Okay, great. I'm definitely gonna try these drills. Yeah. Because as who said that? I think it was Lucy Kovalova. She was saying, when you do drills, you know, always do drills with purpose. You know, not just because you want to just hit some balls, and do your drills with purpose. I think, yeah, that what you're describing there, it's something that you can aim for, something to focus on, rather than just hitting balls, you know, for the sake of it.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's very different to practice your dinking, you know, in a park with your buddy and nobody's watching and there's no points involved and you guys look great. It's almost like, you know, hitting a golf ball on a driving range without any pressure. Everybody looks great. Once you go and you have, you know, finals of nationals and you got about 1,000 people watching you, it's a totally different game. Totally different game. You know, I mean, your feet are heavy and you can't breathe and your hand is like a brick. It's a very different feeling. So somehow you want to create that in your practice. I remember, you know, I read Agassi's book that his dad literally every time he played practice match against his junior friends, he would make him play for money when he was 10, 15 years old. You know, you lose this match, you owe me $20. You win this match, I will give you $20. It's crazy. Don't get me wrong. That's crazy. Right. But something to have that pressure, something to imitate that the finals of nationals.
Right. Makes sense. Before you go to the next question, sorry.
No, I was going to ask in the last drill because you said any shot, but I guess technically the ball has to land in the no volley zone to be able to be good. If it lands off, then you lose the point. I mean, you started as a dinking thing. So it has to be a shot has to land in the no volley zone regardless to get the points. If the other person hits it off, you win the dink rally, no? Just
No,
wanna make sure.
so, and I don't know if I'm understanding this, but so basically, let's say that you go cross court, right? So I feed, we start, and my ball, if it's a dink, obviously it's going to land inside the non-volley zone, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then let's say if you hit back to me, it's a dink. So we are having a good dink. You know, third shot, fourth shot, you hit it a little bit higher. I spank it, I win the point, 4-0 for me. You're following me on this one, right? That's easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say that I feed and my ball goes into the net. Obviously, that's point for you. I feed, you hit. If your ball goes, because remember, we're just doing cross court. Let's say that your ball lands on the outside, on the other side of the court. That's point for me because we're doing just cross court.
Yeah. I guess my question was if the game is more about to drill your dinking game, your cross court on the no volley zone only. So if you're off the no volley zone, it's a fault, regard for that particular drill. Is that that's what I was wondering?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so if you hit a ball that will land in a non-volley zone, I should hit that as a volley, right? I'm not going to land this ball. I'm not going to let that ball bounce. If I let that ball bounce, I'm now going backwards and I'm going to be defensive. Right? So if you hit a higher, deeper ball that will land in a non-volley zone, not in the kitchen, it's my fault that I didn't hit that as a volley. You following me?
Yes.
Because we are both very much. Can you guys see me at all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So whenever I play and I am on the kitchen line, I am very much forward. I am not laid back and just kind of waiting for Roberto to hit a nice, easy dink for me. No. I create pressure for him. I create pressure for my opponent by really leaning and stretching, and I'm ready to pounce on every single higher dink.
And you're a tall guy, so I bet you do create pressure.
Yes. And I'm ugly.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Anyway, but if I stand back and my attitude is, oh, just a dink, oh, just a dink, then I allow you to hit a normal dink and I can't do anything with it. I need to be forward, try to now squeeze in a good dink between the net and my paddle. That's difficult. It's probably this much room, that's all. It's difficult. Your mentality needs to change because you're very aggressive. If you stand back, then you allow that dink to land a little bit farther, a little bit closer to your feet. Now I have to dig from underneath over there, and this becomes a much more difficult shot. I'm going to make this easy by hitting that as a volley. Still could be a volley dink, still, or if the ball is high enough, then I'm going to hit it an aggressive volley. But if it's not, then I'm going to dink volley.
I was thinking when you were saying that, Marcin, there was a match, maybe the old tournament where the Waters, Leanne, Leanne and Lee, the mom and daughter, they were playing together, and they it was noticed that they were playing so like a few inches behind the kitchen line, so they went too close to the kitchen line. They took the time to react, and that was the sort of strategy they were using. And I was wondering, what's your comment on that? What's your opinion on that sort of strategy?
I think, absolutely. I think it's totally up to you again. And I know this is just okay, come on, what kind of answer is that? Well, I love, and let's put it this way, I am good at quick hands, quick speed, quick hands. So that's my strength. I'm going to be very close to the line because that's my strength. And I don't care that I have less time. I like it. I know that you, Roberto, sorry, I'm picking on you right now.
Poor me.
I know that you don't like that. I felt it that you don't like when I am so close to that net.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Perhaps the girls felt a little bit jammed because they both have two-handed backhand, right? Maybe they are jammed a little bit and they don't feel as comfortable, and they need a little bit more time and a little bit more room to swing that paddle with two hands. So they take one step back to give them that much time, or to give them that much room, to give them that much space, so they can step to the side and organize their body and do their weapon, hit their weapons, which is that big, because they love to hit the ball hard, right? The two of them, right? So to generate that power, they need two hands, and shoulder needs to turn. So there's a little bit more time required for that. You know, with me, I don't know how to do that. So all I do is I rely on my hand, you know, right here, and all I do is just flip it a little bit, and that's all, you know. So it's, to answer that question, it's very personal. You know, if I would teach you, I would go, okay, let's see, what do you do right on the kitchen line? And if you're late, and if your paddle reaction is a little bit slower, then okay, well, let's move you a little bit farther back, see how you deal with that. And if you are successful, and then stay there. That doesn't mean that that's going to be your base. I still would want you to go close to the line, especially around the dink. But if there is a pop, 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 pop exchange, it's okay for you to go back and create room and create space. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yes, makes sense. Thank you.
So Marcin, I've been looking at that Roland Garros frame behind you. Tell us about that day.
Oh, that was the fourth best day of my life. First is when I married my wife, my second wife, then my kids, and then this. Okay, anyway. So it's a great story. So I have been traveling. I was fortunate enough to travel with some of the best women's tennis players in the world. Ana Ivanovic. She was #1 in the world in 2008. And I was her hitting partner. I wasn't her coach, I was her hitting partner. So Anna, myself, her coach, and her fitness coach got in a private jet. We are traveling from Indian Wells Tennis Gardens over here next to my house. We go to all over the United States. Then she said, Marcin, I really need you to train with me, to help me out, to go to Europe, and we're going to have a tour over there, starting with a couple of tournaments in Rome, Luxembourg, then French Open. Depending how I do, we're going to take you to Wimbledon and travel with them that way. So that's what we've done. I don't know if you remember Justine Henin in 2008. She was #1 in the world. She retires. Anna becomes #1 in the world. We are flying, literally, I remember this night, this day, crazy. So we are flying, 4 of us, flying in the private jet from Luxembourg to Paris, and you know, playing Uno. It was crazy, drinking champagne and playing Uno on this beautiful private jet. And me with a big mouth, loud mouth kind of guy, I said, hey, Anna, why don't we make a bet? And she goes, what are you talking about? I'm going, okay, if you win French Open, we have to do something. Why don't we all dress up in your Adidas skirt, and at midnight, we all going to walk to Champs-Élysées as a team, and have a champagne drink or something like this. And, you know, and they go, oh, ha, 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 he, no, no way, whatever, whatever. So it's a final. She's in a final against Safina. This is in 2008. And we all driving in a van, right, to the courts. And I looked at her and I'm going, Anna, I want you to win, but do you remember our bet? And she goes, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. I don't want to win now. I'm going to be so embarrassed. So anyway, she wins. Obviously, incredible feeling. You know, stadium court, French Open. She wins. She lifts the trophy. You know, we have dinner. And then we go, okay, well, we got to do our bet. So if you guys Google it, Marcin Ruspecki and Anna Ivanovic, there's a picture of 4 of us, myself, her brother, her coach, and her fitness coach. And we hold Anna with her regular jeans outfit, and all of us are in salmon, Adidas dress, and we look awful with hairy armpits. Exactly, it's hilarious. So I had to get a poster of this because that was the memory of my life.
That sounds amazing. I'm so glad I asked now.
Yeah.
Wow. That was awesome.
That's super funny.
Yeah.
So where can we see this photo?
Just Google it. It's everywhere. Yeah, just Google Marcin Ruspecki and Anna Ivanovic. Let me go to my computer right now. But she was a sweetheart. She was an unbelievable, very easy to work with. You know, beautiful soul. Very fragile, very kind, incredible person, and obviously a great tennis player. So I trained with some other. Sorry.
That is beautiful.
Keith has found the picture.
Yeah, I've trained with some other girls. Victoria Azarenka, same thing. Victoria was a lot more stronger mentally. You know, Anna was almost a little bit afraid of being #1 in the world. She was almost too fragile. Victoria was, I'm going to be #1 in the world, and I don't care who do I have to beat. But again, all those girls are machines. They practice, watch what they eat. It's a 100% professional, different world. But it was great experience for me and my family, and both of them were so gracious enough to help me out with letting my family travel with them and my kids. So incredible people.
Oh, fantastic memory. Next time you tell that story though, Marcin, you have to make sure that everyone understands they were pink dresses. You missed the color out. It makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
Said salmon. Wasn't it?
And what do you think, Marcin? You know, the big tennis players. You know, the big celebrities. You know, like I don't know, Ivanovic or Federer, Nadal. You know, they will retire at some point. You know, do you think they will ever play pickleball like competitively, or is it a mission impossible?
No, I think so. I think, you know, their tennis players are very spoiled and very selfish. So their life was all about them, and their life was all about sports and about training and about competing. I think they're gonna have to find something like that, you know, and hopefully pickleball will what's the word? Kind of fill that void. You know, and with Ben and Kyle and Matt and Dave and all these guys being so good, it's going to be great, because this is not just, it's pickleball, it's so easy, you can putz around a little bit. No, I mean, the world is getting better. Europe is unbelievable, getting better with younger crowd coming from pop tennis and padel tennis. So I totally think that these guys will play a lot. I played the last, 2 years ago, I played with Andy Roddick, and he's really getting better. Agassi had no clue how to play. He was awful. But
yeah,
it's fun.
We had Tyson last.
I definitely think that they're going to transition.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a really
That's an exciting.
That's really good.
Talk.
Yeah, exciting news. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, are we
Right.
back to our questions, or are you running out of time? I have to say that I had scheduled another meeting at 7:30. I've just asked if that could be delayed slightly, but if we can try and wrap up in 10 minutes, that would be really good. I don't know, do you have the questions that were sent to you to look at, or have we covered?
Jimbo's not on here, so we probably can.
That's true, Ron. That's true. Yeah.
By the way, he sent you a message, Marcin. Jimbo says all his best regards to you. He said he couldn't join. He's doing some coaching in Minneapolis. Do you know Jimbo?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Do you know Jimbo? Jimbo Cohen?
Yes, of course I do. He's crazy.
Yeah. Why I'm asking? Everybody knows Jimbo.
Everyone knows Jimbo.
No, he's awesome. He's awesome. He's outgoing and a great ambassador for pickleball. Yeah.
Yes. He said he's coaching today. He couldn't join in, but he said he sends you his best regards.
That's not good that he's coaching. He's got an awful technique.
Oh my gosh.
oh, that is brilliant.
I'm not gonna say anything.
So I have a few questions over here. I think that's a good question right here. How do you choose your partner? I always, and this is coming back to tennis, my college years, I've never played well with somebody that I did not jive, did not have some kind of,
connection.
What's the word? Sorry?
Connection?
Yes, exactly. So it could be two best players in a team or whatever, two local best players, but whenever there is no connection, you're absolutely right, it always felt a little bit strange. I don't know, two egos or always had to be comfortable on the court, win or lose, it didn't matter to me. So that's number one. Number two, I would look at their style of playing, right? I am aggressive and I do a lot of cleanups. Cleanups means if I start something and they block it or ricochet off, I can clean things up. I can put things away, but I have to start the attack.
Okay.
So that means that my partner needs to be very steady. My partner needs to be the workhorse. My partner needs to give me the opportunity to attack. If my partner is the same way I do, then we don't have the base. We don't have, because I am not consistent enough to create an opportunity for myself. So Morgan Evans, perfect teammate. He would work hard, and then I can poach and I can put my paddle over there to try to win the point. He basically make me look good. That's how I pick my partner. Who's gonna make me look good? And then a few other ones, Dave Weinbach, again, a workhorse. He can dink all day long, right? He can dink all day long. And then I can step in and do some crazy stuff over there. As far as mixed doubles, it was even more so that I needed to have a good time on the court with that woman. That's why I love playing with Christine Barksdale, Christine McGrath, Irina. I don't know if I would, and this has nothing to do with Simone's personality. I think her style of playing is kind of like mine. She wants to attack. She wants to take the first pop. And I want to do that too. So don't take that away from me. That's my job. You know what I mean? That's
You don't want to compete with them.
exactly. But then again, I think I would let her do whatever she wants to do. I mean, she's so good that you know. So which is, you know, Ben and Simone, I know they look great on the court. Don't get me wrong, and they will probably win every single match. Yes, but I don't know what is going on inside the team. You know, I'm gonna step out, Ben, because you're so good. I'm gonna let you play. Or Ben says, I'm gonna step out, and because you're so good, I'm gonna let you play. It's interesting how the atmosphere and what are they thinking shows up on the court. But again, they can fake it because they're so good.
By the way, Marcin, Simone calls Ben kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. He's so good, and he's a kid. How old is he? 20?
Maybe 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember my first US Open, he was 17 or something like this, and I was, you know, I didn't lose one singles match in like a year or 2 years, and I played him in singles at US Open, and I think quarterfinals or something like this, and it was already very difficult for me to beat him. Obviously now he's in a different level. You know, I think Kyle is absolutely incredible. He's so athletic, defensively, footwork, creative with shots. But Ben is another level. The biggest what's the word? Ben's weapon is when it's 18 all or 10 all, very close to the end of the game. He steps and he takes the whole match on his shoulders. He almost moves his partner to the side and goes and plays on his own.
Wow.
He is that confident. He is that good. His personality, his skills match all that if you guys are going to beat us, you're going to have to play your best pickleball that you haven't played yet. He takes over the game. He takes over the match. And you have to let him do that because you've seen him how good he is. Where if he would not show me that, then I would go, no, this is 50-50. But he obviously proved to all of us how good he is, and he can do that.
Wow.
Yeah. A kid.
Well, it's been
his whole career ahead of him.
Yeah, he's so young.
We're all jealous.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, unless anyone's got any burning questions for Marcin, to wrap this up, I suggest that we do start to wrap up the course. Has anyone got a final question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm taking this from Roberto. He usually ends all of them. What is your dream for pickleball in the future?
That's a great question. I wish that whenever I say, hey, you play pickleball, I wish that I don't have to explain what that is.
Oh, we all hope that.
Oh, I like that answer.
That's a really good dream, yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. Obviously, Olympics. I would love for the high schools or college to have teams. I don't know if in the United States that's going to be possible because unfortunately that's a lot of money, that's a lot of TV, that's sponsors. But definitely Olympics internationally, tournaments internationally, you know, kind of like tennis is right now. I think the only worry that I have, and I would love to hear you guys, your comments on this. I don't know if pickleball is a spectator sport. Hear me out. So you guys all play pickleball and you're all addicted and you all love it. And obviously you will come and watch Kyle and Ben play. Absolutely, because you play, because you know the game. But for my parents that never watch the game and they don't even know what pickleball is it going to excite them, the 35 dink rallies? For you and I, that's an exciting thing. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. You know how difficult this is. But for my parents, they think that's easy. Why don't you just spank it? Why don't you hit hard? It's so easy. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it a spectator sport?
Good question.
We did have a bit of debate about this. So one of the questions.
I think Ron is talking, but I can't hear him.
Sorry, Ron.
Ron, we can't hear you.
Ron, you're muted or something. You're not talking loud enough.
Maybe we don't want to hear him. Is that what it is? Oh, where you go? There he is.
Oh.
He's talking, but we can't hear him. He's waving goodbye.
Anyway, Roberto.
Well, again, I just think that that's why we also have, you know, as a tournament director, I always have issues with how is my tournament going to make money? Obviously, oh, sorry, guys.
You mentioned about, you know, spectator. What do you think about the rally point option?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's such a strange way to play pickleball. And I totally agree with you. That would be the only way to save this. You're absolutely right. But for me as a player, it's awful.
No, I don't agree. I've never played rally point. I'm just wondering how you feel about it. So I guess I know now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so used to this way of scoring right now that I played, I think, twice rally scoring, and it was like 7 minutes, and I lost. So, yeah, that's one way. I agree.
Yeah, so we have a bit of debate about this, and I can remember we were saying one of the ways for the sport to grow and to become sort of like more watchable, you know, like from spectators, like from a TV, for example, you know, watching the sport on TV, would be the scoring change. It becomes more rally scoring, so it becomes more sort of exciting to watch. But yeah, obviously,
I think obviously money, unfortunately, is a huge engine, and sponsors are a huge engine, and TV. ESPN is coming into the picture right now, which is great, but something to excite the TV audience, we need to think of that. We know how incredible this game is because we all play it, but if for people that don't play it, we need something to excite them, you know, and stay and watch this. So guys, my phone has 4% battery. I've been talking for way too long.
Yeah, we do need to wrap it up now, actually. So, Marcin,
thank you so much, Marcin.
For being so generous with your time. Your